welcome to my channel. This is I Am Life and Light Productions, and Just Sparks. I am your host. Today is class 4, lesson 4 of my School of Thought, where we're teaching, learning, and studying the 24 steps of the Master Key System. It's right where we become masters of self, So I do give thanks for each and every eye joining in with I. Yes, just checking out the stuff. Okay. All right. More love and blessings to each and every eye. I pray each and every eye is up full and bright and living in the light of the mind. Mighty heart of Sabbath remembrance to each and every eye. Do remembering that the Sabbath is a state of mind, a state of being. Yes, I. Yes, I. So today is lesson 4, class 4. You see it. And I pray that the eyes them were able to practice the lessons, the last 3 lessons them. It's very important. It's very important in our progress in life, in the knowledge of self and, the understanding of how creation operates, and how we can have an easier, more fulfilling life, So I do give thanks again for each and every eye, and as always, I will start with the preview of lesson 3, the last lesson that we did, since this is the 4th strong, we do give thanks, in the last strong, we learned more of controlling our thoughts, inhibiting all our thoughts, but to add to it, we was told to relax, let go, let go of tensions in our body and stuff like that, loosen up our muscles them as we, hold the meditation, so we do give thanks. Yeah, man. Blessed Gamer King, we do give thanks. MJ, Jazz, we give thanks. Yeah, man, have a blessed day to the same I too, Yeah, man, right, Jazz. Yeah, man. Blessed love. Philippines, MJ, we do give thanks to the I joining in all the way from Philippines, Yeah, man. Give thanks, man. Flame Child. Hello, baby. Much love and blessings, Honorable I. We do give thanks, Yeah, so today in I School of Thought, it's lesson 4. And right now I'm going over lesson 3, what we did last strong, where we were to sit perfectly still and inhibit all thoughts as far as possible. So we're trying to quiet all the thoughts in our mind as far as possible, as much as we can, right? But we have to relax also. Let go. Let the muscles take their natural condition. This will remove all pressure from the nerves and eliminate that tension that so frequently produces physical exhaustion. You see it? So we are learning now to quiet our mind, to still our thoughts. Yes, right? We learned in the first week, the first strong, how to still our body. Be able to sit still for 30 minutes without moving a muscle. You see it? Yeah. So from that now, we're learning to still our mind, to inhibit all thoughts so that we can be able to get to the point where we can think for our own self, thinking our own thoughts, so that we can create and formulate our own reality, the reality that we truly desire to be in. You see it? The football group, blessed love, Honorable, we give thanks for the I joining in, Yes, I. So There is a questionnaire that goes also with lesson 3 for last strong, and I want to go over it. Question 1. What systems of the nerves is the organ of the conscious mind? All right, so what system of nerves is the organ of the conscious mind? And that is the cerebrospinal. So your cerebrospinal is the organ of nerves for your conscious mind. Right? What systems of nerves is the organ of the subconscious mind? The answer is the sympathetic. All right, question 3. What is the control point of distribution for the energy which the body is constantly generating? So, what point in our body is constantly generating the energy that is within us? Yes, right? And the answer to that is our solar plexus, right here, constantly generating the energy that is within us. All right? Now, how may this distribution of energy, which is coming through our solar plexus, be interrupted? It can be interrupted by resistance, critical, discordant thoughts, but especially by fear. So fear interrupts our energy intake and outtake that is entering and leaving our body. Fear, resistant thought, critical, discordant thoughts, all those things hinder us from our manifestation, our creation process. All right. Question 5. What is the result of such interruption? When you allow fear and doubt and all these things to get in, what is the result of such interruption? Every ill with which the human race is affected. You see it? So by disrupting the energy that is coming from your solar plexus, it produces every ill that is known to humanity. You see it? All right. Question 6. How may this energy be controlled and directed? So how may we control and direct the energy that is in our solar plexus? Says the answer, by conscious thought. By consciously thinking, we control the energy that is flowing through our solar plexus, our core. Right? It's constantly flowing through our system. All right? How may fear be completely eliminated? The answer, by understanding and by an understanding and recognition of the true source of all power. So by understanding that the true source of all power is the world within, your mind with its thoughts, you will be able to eliminate all fear, because there you will realize that you are the source of all power and you are the one who is in control of what is happening in your reality. So that eliminates all fear. You see, whatever you think about is what you're creating. So don't think about nothing that you fear, and you wouldn't create anything to fear. You see it? So it's as simple as that. It's as simple as being able to control our thoughts. When we control our thoughts, we are controlling our reality, literally. You see it? Blessed love from South Korea. I cannot pronounce your name though, but we do give thanks to the high presence, you know? Yes, exactly. I can't read the name, but, you know, maybe one day I would be able to, you know? So we give thanks, you know, because nothing is limited in life. You know, and what someone cannot learn today, they might be able to learn it tomorrow. Or what you don't learn by morning, you'll be able to know by evening. You know, so there is no limitations in life. One day I will learn to say your name. All right. Doria, blessed love to the eye. Give thanks to the eye joining in same way, you know? Mick, yo, monkey boy. In it? I love your energy, you know? And I must say that in life, we learn to only be responsive to our own perception of self. You see it? Our own perception of being, because that is all that matters. You see? So when people come about and they want to, insult you, call you out of your name, it is only they showing what is within them. You see? What is in their holy chamber, in their holiest of holies, in their secret place where ultimate power and ultimate authority dwells, is where they choose to hold some unclean thoughts, some real vile way of thinking. But we overs, it's what the world taught I and I. So we do give thanks again, Mick, give thanks to the I joining in. We are here teaching about self-mastery. Yes, right? Learning to control our thoughts. Just like how you push that thought, you should have learned to control it. And if you don't have nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all. And just hold our vibes. So we do things, Anyway, I will continue. What determines the experiences with which we meet in life? This is question 8 of lesson 3. That's first strong. You see? So this is question 8 of lesson 3. What determines the experience with which we meet in life? The answer, our predominant mental attitude. You see? So the attitude that you hold most of the times is the reality that you're creating to experience in your life. You see? Question 9. How may we awaken the solar plexus? All right. The answer, by mentally concentrating upon the condition which we desire to see manifested. Okay, so concentrate on the life you desire to live, in its fullness. And that will activate your solar plexus to create the feeling that you need to stay in. And that feeling will create the being, the character of the person that is in that life, or the person that is living that life. And then now you will draw that life to you. You see it. Jay, blessed love. We do give thanks to the I joining in said way, More love and blessings to each and every I, Blessings to each and every I household. I pray that each and every I houseful is full of health, wealth, and love. The 3 main things that, each I need in order to have a full in life in creation. We need health, we need wealth, and we need love. Right? So I pray to each and every I, as we go through. Much love and blessings. And question 10 of lesson 3, that's last week. What is the creative principle of the universe? The answer, the universal mind. So the universal mind is the creative principle of the universe. It is the connection to all things in creation. Is right? And that universal mind is connected to our solar plexus, which is the organ of our subconscious mind, our seat of memory. Yes, right? And we're learning to utilize our body as a mechanism or a machine, as you will, in order to create in our creation, in our reality, the experiences that we truly desire to experience. Yes, I? So I give thanks, Jay, you know? Yeah, man, I give thanks. Reflection to reflection. You see it. Yeah, man. So, all right. That was last strong. Now, this strong in lesson 4, you know, well, before we go there, you know, I know a lot of I and I does be having, you know, have our little difficulties in life at the moment, and you know, we're seeking that, you know, that balance, you know, that perfection, that easy life, you know, and sometimes it might seem hard, you know, but we must realize that our being, that we are identifying us when we say I am this, or I am Just Sparks, or when we identify as I am, that being, that conscious intelligence. That conscious intelligence take care of itself. We have to understand this. We have to understand that creation itself is taking care and sustaining itself. And we are part of that creation. And our being is sustaining itself in creation through the power of our thoughts. And whatever we think about, whatever we hold as beliefs and concepts, is the blueprint to what we experience in our life. You see? So whatever situation we are going through, change is always available. And the greatest thing about it is that the power to change is available in your hand. You don't have to go anywhere for it. You don't have to seek anyone. You don't have to go to a guru, a special teacher. You don't have to go up in the Himalayas mountains. You don't have to go anywhere but within yourself, with an earnest desire to change. That's all you have to do, because you are all the help that you need. You are that conscious intelligence that created your body and is dwelling in this reality. You are that conscious intelligence. You're all powerful. You're omnipresent. You're omnipotent. You see? And this is what this 24 steps is teaching us. It's teaching us to think from our higher mind, our higher self, from who we truly are, conscious intelligence, and not the mechanism that we're using to, you know, navigate in this reality or in this dimension with. You see? So just for the eyes them to know, everything is patience. You might not be able to do something in the morning, but by evening you would be able to. You see? So it's all about patience. It's all about studying these steps daily, doing it daily, so that you can exercise your pineal gland, the seat of your will, so that you can will your reality. You see it? So we do give thanks again. You know, blessed rising Michael, we do give thanks to the eye, you know? Yeah, man. Max, blessed rising as well. Well, the topic of conversation today is we're going to be going into the 4th lesson of the Master Key System, you know, where we are learning self-mastery. We are learning to be masters of our reality, masters within creation, you know, rulers of our own destiny through right thinking. You see it, you know, coming to the realization that all the problems in the world are all there because of the wrong way of thinking, and that we was taught this way by ones who wanted to have rule over us. You see? So we are rearranging and changing, renewing of the mind, so to say. You know, the destroying of the old heaven and the old earth, and the building of the new heaven and the new earth. You know? Yes. So this is our discussion, you know, and for every Sabbath, this will be our discussion as we rise out of the slums, so to say, of the system, you know? So we do give thanks again. Mm, 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 mm. Yes, as long as you have that earnest desire to make change, Jay, you know what I'm saying? You will make the change. And this is what all of us must realize. You know, anything we want changed in our life, when we really buckle down and say, yo, you know what? Time for change. You see change come. So it is all in our hand. We are having the power. Yes, right? When you look into creation and you check out creation, you realize that there is no lack in creation. You know, the birds them wake up every rise and they come out. You know, they don't have nothing stored anywhere. But when they come out and they get food. All day long they eating worms, whatever fruit, whatever it is. They're eating. So are the animals. The trees, them surviving and eating, they drinking the water, whatever, even if it's in drought. They're still surviving. You see? So life is taking care of life. And this is what we must realize. Life is not about forcing, fighting, struggling, you know, with a system of 9 to 5 and all these different things. The system was created so that we depend upon men and people, depend upon the government. And in doing so, we give them power and they rule over us. You see? But we are coming to the age now, and which we are at the age now, where these things them have to change. You know, this is not life. That is not reality. You know, life is free. Creation is free. And we must be living so. Besides, so, yeah, man, we give thanks, you know. We'll go into lesson 4 for this strong here. You see? Now, the exercise that we will be doing for this strong, and remember we must do it every day, at least 30 minutes a day. You know, I know some of the eyes them is working and don't have that much time, you know, but at least 30 minutes out of the day, you find yourself a sacred spot or a sacred place where you can go there and be undisturbed, you know, and you sit in the usual position with your back erect, you know, and still not moving, you know, any part of your body, but you're relaxed, you're comfortable, you know, you're at ease. Now it says now, take the usual position, remove all tension, like what we learned for strong, and completely relax. Then we must mentally let go of all adverse conditions, such as hatred, anger, worry, jealousy, envy, sorrow, trouble, or disappointments of any kind. You know, so this strong, we're learning to just completely let go mentally. Last week, we learned to let go physically. You see? Let go of the muscle tensions and all these things, them like that. This strong, we're learning to let go mentally of the things them that we hold on to in our mind, thinking of them as so dear to us. You know, and as we practice this, we will realize that the things them that we're holding in consciousness that we are concerned so much about is not a must. You know, you realize that the things them that we are worrying about, you know, it don't even make sense worrying about it because things work themselves out. Everything works itself out, you know, and these lessons are helping to teach us this, to show us these things, you know. So this strong, we're learning to mentally let go of all emotions, all negative emotions, and just free ourselves for that 30 minutes, you know, being completely free, you know. And I remember I used to say when I used to do this, you know, like it's like probably about 7, 8 years ago, right? I used to do this meditation, you know, where you detach yourself from everything, from every responsibility, everything, from your children, your wife, your mother, your father, your brothers, your sisters, from everything. Just detach yourself totally and completely in thought, you know, and just feel yourself as just being conscious intelligence, just energy, conscious energy that is intelligent. And you have no lack, no wants, no needs, no anything. You see? And I used to find that helpful. It will put you in a place of, you know, that quiet place, that spot where, you know, you're at ease, you know, because that's where you want to get, you know. We give thanks, you know. Now, we're going to go through the questionnaire of step 4, lesson 4 of the Master Key System, okay? And it's very important if the eyes them can even copy them down, you know, or when the eyes them is doing the eye them meditation, you know, the eyes them could replay the questionnaire also so that the eyes them could have that in your meditation also. Very important, you know. All right. Lesson 4, question 1. What is thought? Okay. What is the thoughts? What is a thought that you think in your mind? What is it? All right. The answer, thought is spiritual energy. Okay. So the thoughts that you're thinking are spiritual energy. Okay. Every word that you speak is a spiritual energy. Okay. And it is life. It is alive. You see? Question 2. How is it carried? So how is thought carried? Answer, by the law of vibration. So thoughts are carried by the law of vibration. And the thought is spiritual energy. So spiritual energy being carried through vibration. Okay, question 3. How is it given vitality? So how is the thought given life, given vitality, right? Answer, by the law of love. Simply means the more you think of it, the more you love that thought, the more you give it life to exist in your reality. Right? Question 4. How does it take form? The answer, by the law of growth. Natural law of growth. Just like how your body from a child grows into an adult and you don't have to do anything other than just allow the process to flow, so also do thought come into being by its natural process of growth. Right? Question 5. What is the secret of its creative power? So what is the secret of thoughts or your thoughts' creative power? Answer: it is a spiritual activity. Yes, right. A spiritual work, spiritual working. Right? Question 6. How may we develop the faith, courage, and enthusiasm which will result in accomplishment? All right. The answer: by a recognition of our spiritual nature. Decide. Question 7. What is the secret of power? The answer: service. That's all. Service. Question 8. Why is this so? Why is the secret of power service? Okay. The answer: because we get what we give. So whatever you give, you get. So whatever you give in thought, you will get in your reality. Question 9. What is the silence? You know, you hear Iman did a reel where I put enter the silence. Yes. What is the silence? The answer: a physical stillness. That was the first thing we learned in lesson 1, to be completely physically still. By doing that, we enter into the silence. Right? And question 10 of lesson 4 of the Master Key System, the steps to self-mastery. Of what value is the silence or the physical stillness? What is its value? Which was the first step that we studied. The answer: it is the first step to self-control. It is the first step to self-mastery. You see it? And that is the 10 questions and answers of lesson 4. You see? So in lesson 1, we learned to enter into the stillness by completely stilling our physical body. Lesson 2, we learned to enter the stillness of our mind by inhibiting all thoughts. Lesson 3, we learned the stillness of our to relax the stillness of our physical body, to relax the tensions and the muscles them in lesson 3, along with, you know, our thoughts and stuff like that, to go even deeper into the relaxation. And this strong, we are learning now to relax ourselves from disturbing thoughts or thoughts that rouse us up, thoughts of worry, thoughts of care, thoughts of, you know, jealousy, hatred, envy, you know, thoughts of condemnations, you know, all these different thoughts. It creates emotional outbursts within us that disrupts our natural positive flow of energy that is flowing from our our solar plexus. Yes, I. So, you know, these exercises is what will help us to move forward and have perfect control of self. Yes, right? And as we learned before, that thoughts are causes and the conditions that we experience are the effects of the causal thought. Yes, right? So by learning these exercises, we learn to stop the thoughts them that is causing the problems them in our life and to replace them by thoughts, constructive thoughts that will cause better experiences, more desirable experiences in our life. But these steps are very important. We have to learn these steps. A lot of people them want to just jump in and just go straight to, oh, I just want to manifest. I want to go into visualization and do all these things. And it takes steps. As I said in my previous live, you can go ahead and go into visualization, But when you go into visualization and you cannot control your thoughts, you're in problems. Yes, right? Because you will be able to create vivid images and then you cannot control the thoughts them that come into your mind. You cannot still your worry and your anxiety and your fear, So then now, when you sit down in your quiet time and you're thinking about worry and the things you fear, with those clear visions now, you're creating disaster in your life. Because now your subconscious mind will take it literally as that is exactly what is happening and to send more, because the picture is clear. It is vivid, It is not, kind of muffled and dark, like when you're now starting out, So I think from my experience that I'm experiencing, it's better for you to start this way. Still yourself down, still your body down, still your mind down. Learn to control your thoughts. Learn to, inhibit and quiet all thoughts. Then learn to think constructive thoughts. Then go on to visualization. Yes, I? Yes, I. So I give thanks again for the eyes them joining in with I in I School of Thought, where we are learning self-mastery, we're learning the truth of the scriptures, so to say. Because we was taught by a system the wrong way of thinking, yes, right? And we was taught the wrong interpretation of the scriptures on the whole, that the scriptures, the Bible, is a book on metaphysics, a book on mind control, mind over matter, having control over the material world through the power of thought, through the power of right thinking, through the power of constructive thinking. Yes, so it entails a lot. You will have to remove all malice and, doubts and, any sort of grudges, any sorts of, condemnations, judging, all these things them you have to remove from in oneself, because those thoughts there, those things there create situations that we do not desire. Because when we think that we're thinking it upon someone, our mind is not seeing it like that. Our subconscious is taking it as those are things we want to experience more in our life. Besides, so we have to learn to completely let go. Let go of people, Let a person be free to do what they desire to do in life. Decide whether it's a choice that you choose or not for yourself. Let them choose it, and if they're happy with it, so be it. Because such is life. Anytime you go and disturb that, then you're causing problem. Decide, because everyone has a right. Just as when someone tries to come and disturb you in your way, you have a problem with it because within yourself, you think your way is right. Decide, and within them or the person, they think that your way is wrong. And they feel that they have a right to come, and change you, so to say. you know, and that is a big error in creation. No one should desire or seek after changing anyone else in creation. Everyone is free. Birds of the same feather flock together. Whatever someone is desiring that they need company, they will go to the ones them who is doing the same thing. And they will take to them their company. You know? And if all of them is going to go down in a hole, then all of them will go down in the hole. You see? But you got to free up people and let people be. You know? Let everyone be who they desire to be, with no hindrances in life. You see? And that is one of the things here that I learned here in Africa. With all the tribes them and all the things them, all the different tribes them, the different little culture within the culture. You see? The history that was given to us is that the African tribes them was fighting amongst each other. You know? And from what I observe, it's a lie. You see? Because to have so much different tribes in close proximity to each other and always be fighting like that, no, then everybody would have been dead, man. You know what I'm saying? The African people, them know how to allow people to be them, be themselves. You know? If that is how you want to live, you're free. Go ahead, live that way. You see? And that is the ancient way of living. Allowing everyone to just be. You see? And then the world will be at peace. But as long as you disturb the peace of one person, you know, then you're creating war, you're creating violence, you're creating disturbance. Everyone is free. You see? And then more proof of it, we are all conscious intelligence. Each and every one of us is conscious intelligence. Each and every one of us is that original spark. See? That symbol of perfection. Each and every one of us. You see? Has the power of existence. You see? Each and every one of us. So these things we must pay close attention to. It's one power, one soul, one spirit, one energy, one vibration that is taking all forms. One power that takes all forms. And this is what we must focus. You see? So I give thanks to the eyes them that came and joined in with I. You see? And hold us up on this Sabbath. You know, as we sit together and we learn to master ourselves and escape the material bounds within this reality, within creation. You see? And learn to transcend to the heights of being the master, like Psalm 24 say. You see? Ascend your hill and stand in your holy place. Your holy place is your mind, the holiest of holies, where absolute power and absolute dominion dwells. You see? And we must learn to rise and stand in our holy hill, having clean hands and a pure heart, not lifting our soul to vanity, meaning not rejoicing over things, over material things, glorying over material things. Well, I have this and I have that, and that make me better than this one, that make me better than that one. No. Nor swearing deceitfully. You know, like you swear that you is this or you swear you is that, but you're lying. You know, you're not actually being that which you say you are. Swearing deceitfully. You see it? But knowing that you receive your blessings from the Lord or the law or I am. So you're receiving your blessings from the state that you're saying that you are. I am this. Who you identify as is what you receive in the world. So if you're identifying as, okay, I'm a black man, a black African, who is always under subjection and oppression, and they fighting against me and they set a system against me, that is what you will experience in your world. We have to realize we are all that is. And we was taught those things so that we can be enslaved mentally. You see it? And that is the only way they could enslave a man, is by holding him down mentally. And once you get into someone's mind, then you control them. You control their whole body, because the mind is the controlling seat of the being. You see it? So these things here we must over. So to come out of our troubles, we have to change our way of thinking. We have to change what was taught to us and go within to find the truth, to find the real answers then to the questions them that we ask. The truth is within. You see it? Trust I. The truth is within. You know, so I give thanks for each and every eye again, you know. Bless up the eyes themselves royally. Do give thanks. Next strong, pray to see all the eyes them there, and tell a friend to tell a friend, you know, and come join into the live, and, you know, let us grow. You see it? Grow together. Paving the way for our generation that is coming after, our children, to be able to think conscious, constructive thoughts, that their world will maybe always filled of abundance, not believing in the lie that there is lack and limitations. You see it? That's what they did to have rule over us. They did that so that they could sell us water, and they could sell us electricity, and they could sell us gas and all these different things. That is why they did it. They placed us under mental slavery so that they can exploit us and exploit the earth when everything is free. You see? The energy that they construct to give us electricity is free energy. They just have the mechanism that can hold that energy and transfer the energy so that we can use it. You see? And it's the same thing with our body. Our body is a machine, the mechanism through which we, conscious intelligence, is visualizing, creating the picture with the feeling, the solar plexus, that is going to impress it into the universe, that we experience that which we're seeing in our mind and feeling in our body. You see? So we're learning to control our thoughts, learning to walk by faith, walk by controlled thoughts, and not by sight, not by the five senses of things that are limited. You see it? Because when you start going on this road, you start realizing that life is governed through belief. And what you believe is what will become the reality for you to say, oh, this is fact, and this is an experience, or this is knowledge. You see it? It starts from belief. It starts from the invisible before it becomes visible, tangible for you to say, oh, well, I know this is this, and I can touch it, and I can see it. It once was invisible. You see? And to understand that belief is something that we can only use within. It's not to be used in the outer world. You see, because belief is inner knowledge, inner knowing that can be only be used in the unseen. You see it? And yeah, I came to a next realization too. You know, when it speak about idol worshiping and things too. You see it? Many of I, especially in this manifestation era, is seeking after the material things them. You see it? Those are the idols. You see it? Idol worshiping. Because many of I can't be happy and joyful without having material possessions. And if the material possessions is not there, they tend to be tense and, really, aggravated and frustrated and all these things because material things are not in their possession. But when the material things come, oh, they're joyful and they're happy and they're singing and, they're lifting their soul to vanity. You see it? When you should be lifting your soul to the word that you think and the word that you speak. You lift your soul to that because that is what is bringing the material things them that you are acquiring. Your very word. That's why it says, in the beginning was the word and the word was with God. Yes. You is the father of your word, which is your son, your light. You see it? And you can look from it, your human imagination, your thoughts, your light within you is the living word. Your son. You see it? The son of conscious intelligence. And when you speak that word out, you're speaking from a place of absolute power and absolute authority. And that word is coming forth clothed with absolute power and absolute authority. And what we're learning is to be able to stand behind it with all faithfulness and loyalty. Just like how the scripture says, we must be faithful to Christ. You see it? Christ is your word. Your word. So you must be faithful to your word to see it manifest in creation. Know that when you speak, it is done and it must come to being. You see it? This is what we're learning. The power is in our word. The power is in our imagination. You see it? The power is in our feeling. And this is what our body is here for. So that we can create the reality that we want. Our Father pray. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. You see it? So you turn your will inside to the inner world, to the world within. And you impress your will in there through controlled thoughts, which is faith, upon whatever you're desiring to have. And then believe that inner knowing that you have it already. And then walk, you take on the character of the person that has it. You have to become that person. You have to become that character. And then that being will attract all that you're desiring in your life. You see? And this is what we're learning to do. So I do give thanks to the eyes them joining in again. And once again, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. And the forward strong. Yes, for lesson 5 of the Master Key System. And do share and like. Share it to ones and ones. And go over the last 3 lessons. and practice them daily, earnestly, with all that is in you to bring change. You see? And the more you practice, the more you'll be able to sit within self and actually see the truth about the statements in the Bible, like, be still and know I am God. Yes, you will be able to sit still and know that you are the one that is calling and invoking all the things them that you're desiring into your reality. Then you will realize that you and your Father are one, that you are your Father, and you send out your Son, which is your word, and your Son is girded with all your power that goes out and creates for you all that you're desiring. You see? That's why it say, I send my word out, and my word do not return to me void, but it accomplishes that which I please, and it goes wherever to I send it. In order for your word to obey you, it takes practice. And you also have to obey your word by standing behind it in full confidence, full authority, full commitment, full faith behind your word, knowing that it has all power within itself to become. It is spiritual energy. You see it? And it becomes whatever it is. And what we must learn, which is ease and perfection, where does it come from? Ease and perfection comes from our ability to not depend on our conscious mind. So we have to learn not to depend on our five senses. Besides, we have to learn to call things into being that are not as if they are, so they can come into being. These are the things that we're learning. Besides, this is how creation operates. So we do give thanks once again with the eyes them, joining in with I, more love and blessings, and I pray the eyes them have a blessed Sabbath, all of the eyes them linking in, give thanks for my Korean friends and, Philippines and all the other brethren and sisters that join in with I, and I'm looking forward to seeing the I them on the forward Sabbath, at 3 p.m. once again. We do give thanks, fullness of joy going through to each and every I house full. May each and every I house full be full of health, wealth, and love. As we go through, learn to be, sympathetic, to each other, compassionate, learn to forgive and be merciful, because it's the state of us all. We must learn to forgive, because all of us coming into this creation, into this world, into this reality, we came into a world of sin. We came in and taught in the way of iniquity. I'm saying because we was taught the wrong way of thinking, the wrong way of expressing. You see it? So we created for ourselves in our reality the wrong things. And then now we fight against those things. You see it? So it's for us to change our inner mind, our inner self, our inner thoughts, and become that which we desire to be in order to have it. You see? Not waiting for things to happen for us to rejoice. Not waiting to have possessions in our hand for us to say thank you. But doing it now, calling it into being. You see? Giving power to your word. You see? From which all things come. Remember, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. You see? All things was made by the Word. And there is nothing that was made that wasn't made by the Word, put it that way. That things that we see appear are not made of the substance that do appear. You see it? But the things that appear are made from invisible substance, our thoughts. And our thoughts bring to us the material that it correlates with in the material world, and then we're able to materially manifest it. Yes, right? But everything is thought. Everything is within, first invisible, before it can become visible. Yes, right? We must understand this. You see it. So, blessed strong to each and every eye. And I give thanks once again. You know, I give thanks for this live. I really loved it, you know, and I'm looking forward to more. Yes, right? So, fullness of joy going through to each and every eye. Until next strong, I am.